Good morning from Area 51 Raceway. We are here today to talk about digital. Yes, sir, digital. I know I've been so focused on the scratch building for almost 2.5 to 3 years that, yes, I do digital. My track is digital and analog, so my grandsons come over and play around with digital cars, when they're over. And I haven't really been running much of my digital cars at all, and I need to kind of go in there and, check them out. I do have 124 1/32 scale in digital, and it's Carrera what I usually have, and it's what I have, period. And other makes if I want to chip them, depending. Now if you don't, not into analog or scratch building, then I do have a video for you guys. So, and it's basically on enhancing your changing your guide on your Carrera car, especially the stock guide. So the stock guide is really a this one right here, as you can see. That's what this one is right here, and get in the camera view there. And it is what comes with the car, and they give you an extra one, of course. And this guide right here is, it's mediocre. It is what it is. It's what comes from the factory. It's about, let's see, 8.48 in height. And then we have the Slotinvasion guide for Carrera, which is a really nice guide. And this one right here is 8.05. So it looks like we're a little bit shallower on this. But the length on the Carrera stock one is, we're going to measure here, is 2.588. And then on the Slotinvasion we have, let me see if I could grab that. Goodness gracious, having trouble here. Oh, if I could get a hold of it, folks, I could tell you what the. So it's 30.53. So a little bit longer, which is nice, because this will help you with shutting the gates on your lane changers, and that's one of the biggest issues. Sometimes lane changers will stick or stay open, and then when you go and cross it, say if you're changing lanes, like I have a cross section, and then the cross section will stay open and it'll keep cutting over to the other lane, which you don't want it to do. Well, what this will do is help shut that gate a lot more efficiently. So when this sweeps, this longer end right here will make sure that the gate closes, because it's activated by an IRS sensor on the car. And as soon as the gate pops open, what closes it is your guide. So this is a real big advantage to have this. So if you're stepping up to enhancing your Carrera car, I would suggest buying the Slotinvasion, the guide for the Carrera. And then of course they're at slotinvasionusa.com, and they have a lot of other products too that are nice. How I usually take these out, you can even do it by hand or get a little screwdriver and just pop it out like that. And then all you do is get the new guide, and you got to make sure these are just spread out of the way, because you could actually kind of pinch those when you put this in. And what you're going to do is get this, and it's just a snap in all the way in like that. Then just reset your braids. Meant to say braids, not guides. Put your braids, back where they should be, and you're all set. And there's the guide. Nothing to it. Pretty simple, and you're ready to rock and roll on the track. And like I said, this guide is really nice. It's a good product, and they also make it for like Scalextric and Slotit and other makes that use this particular type of guide that have the braids that you type of braids that you use little eyelets to hold them on to the guide. And this is also for Carrera track. As you can see, they're longer, help shut the lane gates better, because on the regular Scalextric cars they don't have that ability to shut the lane gates as easily, because they're short, and then they won't shut it, and then you'll have problems. So it's always best to update the guide if you plan on just sticking with digital on your slotted cars and stuff like that, and change out the guide. So they do offer it for that. Another thing I want to get into is digital chips. So Slotinvasion makes some really good digital, has some digital chips available. So here's a Carrera stock chip. You can see how big this is. This is great if you have a Carrera car. Obviously, you slap it in there. It's got a little analog switch over, and you you know, want to put it in something. A slot, it does have an area where you could stick this in, but it's a kind of big and bulky. And say if you have like a small car, so for example like a Formula F1 like scale electric car, and I do have one of those, and there's very limited space, so this will not fit in there. So Slotinvasion carries the FT Technic chip. This is an excellent chip for limited space, and this does exactly the same thing as this Carrera chip. It'll power the lights. It does go settings. It does, you know, speed. Speeds. You want to change the speed of your car. The braking. It's all here. This is all built in, and it's got its IR sensor right here. And all you're doing is just placing that in there, and you could either use you know, UV glue, which works good, or hot glue, whatever you want. They give you a little eyelet like you know, holder for it. But if that fits in the hole of the Carrera one, and you could just, you know, glue it on there, that'd be fine. They give you connectors with it too. This is an excellent chip. I've used this on quite a few cars, and I'll show you in a minute on my F1 car that I have what it looks like, and I'll show you a photo of it as well. Another chip they do carry is the MPL. Now I haven't tried this chip yet. Oscar sent it to me a while ago, and I'm sorry, Oscar, I haven't really been on this. haven't really put this in because I got in the scratch building and it just went sideways, and that's all I've been kind of doing. So I need to kind of get back to digital because you know, I do have fun with digital. I'll break the cars out, flip the box over to off of analog onto digital, and just you know, start playing around with digital cars. So here is the chip, and again, this is small, just like the FT slot neck. It's a little bit taller, a little bit longer, but it's still smaller than this Carrera stock chip, you know, that is a lot larger. If I can find it, here it is. You can see it's a lot larger. So this is great for limited space cars or specialty cars that you do want to chip and run on your digital track. So I mean, all you basically need is either one of these chips, this guide, and you're off to the races to converting a car. And you could even do a scratch belt in digital, and I was thinking of doing that, and I haven't done it yet. And I will probably do that later in the future, is try and convert a scratch belt car to digital, just for the heck of it, just to see how it would work. I mean, you know, just something different, you know. But anyways, what's nice about those chips, again, like I said, they're really tiny, and it's just nice to be able to put them in a car that just is very limited in space. And I'll come back and show you what I have here in a moment as far as and here we are back. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. So this is a scale electric F1 car, and you can see this thing is really tiny, and in the photo you can see how I did the chip and how I placed it in there, and it's right in the side here. And this is actually a scale electric car with a old frankenslot guide I got a long time ago. And this car here in particular is a digital car now. And what's nice is that you could uniquely do a lot of things with this car. You could set it as go speed, you could run it, you know, at different speeds, different braking. It has that capability. And then I will just go around. It's a good running car. See, I could change lanes just like that. This is an example of what you could do. Now the little red light that's blinking in the back of this, that is something I added myself. Now that I added from Evans Designs, which is model train software, and they carry a lot of the LED lights which I have all over my track. They have many sizes. They have the size of a pinhead, or this size, which I think it's 1.5 millimeter, I'm not sure. But it's been a while, and I like this feature that I've done to the car because it just kind of gives a little realism. And of course, you know, the car is not moving and the light is still on, because on digital both rails are always continuously powered, and unlike analog where you push the plunger and then the power comes on. But you know, it's pretty cool to have this. And this car right here, I mean, it's a great handling car. It runs really well. I mean, this is a scale electric, and of course I got a magnet on it, so don't kill me, don't shoot the messenger because I got a magnet on this. But I mean, you could remove the magnet. So we're back at the bench and just going over what we went through on the track there. So again, all this stuff is available at Slotinvasionusa.com. So you could get your Carrera upgraded guides for your digital car, or if you have a digital car that is slotted or scale electric, you could convert it to the Carrera guide that they offer also for those particular cars. If you want to digitalize a car like I showed you on that scale electric, this is the chip I use on that one in particular, which is the FT Slot Technic chip. Very good chip. It's just like putting a Carrera chip in. Has all the features. Has all your setup for lights if you have lights. Works really good as I showed you on that F1 car, excuse me. And then we have the Mpl chip, which is a little bit bigger, which I will do a video on this on converting one and how to install it. They're not very difficult to install. If you have some soldering skills, it's no big deal, as you can see, you know, right here, and it has instructions on how to install it and stuff. So again, no big deal. If pretty much you could do it, if I could do it, you could do it, excuse me. So that's it from Area 51 Raceway. Just thought I'd go over everything here, and you guys take care and have fun racing.